Hello, Leo. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. I know the lighting's a little strange. I'm sorry. I'm doing this late at night, which is really when I prefer to do videos, but the lighting is not good. I have to think about lighting. Okay. Did everything with the elements this time, and fire was the last. I usually start with fire. This time I decided to shake it up, and I got to all the elements except for fire, and here we are. Let's see. I'm doing a three-part reading for the week of 27th. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, this week could actually, there could be a lot of, kind of a lot of stuff coming at you. A lot of opportunities, a lot of creative ideas, a lot of messages. Kind of, it's almost like I'm an insomniac, and I go through stages of having insomnia. And sometimes it's like my mind at night, late at night, it just doesn't stop. This and that, do this and that, and this can happen. And it kind of feels a little frenzied, actually, a little frenzied. And there's some either there's an opportunity that you thought was going to come, or that looked like was going to come, and then it changes, or you get some sort of really upsetting news. And then you get into the magician, who's the manifester. So the question is, how can you I feel like the opportunity this week is to kind of make something out of nothing. Like I'm a really good cook because I use what I have in the refrigerator, right? I use what I have in the refrigerator. It's like, I don't, it has to be this, it has to be that. Well, sometimes, you know how like you really need mustard and you put it on the list and you leave the list at home and you get everything else and you come home and you're like, oh my God, I've got mustard. Or you even take the list with you and it's like, you got all this stuff and you didn't get the mustard. So I feel like how am I going to get you to turn around? That's really the question. Because if I get you to turn around, okay, so this is about messages, this is about swiftness, sometimes it's about stress, okay? And then this guy is about like disappointment, loss, grief, bad news, right? And feeling it. But you see, there are 5 cups here. So 3 are lost, or he's mourning, or they're not lost, they're spilled. They're not lost, they're not broken. The story does continue. There's like the 6 of Cups and 7 of Cups and the 8 of Cups, la la la. So how can he or she realize that all isn't lost. You know, sometimes my best ideas and my best creative projects come from sort of mistakes. Kind of like, well, I guess I don't have the tape, so how am I going to get it to stick together? Do I have a staple gun? Can I use glue? Can I just use weight? You know, or maybe I don't need the whole thing. Maybe I just need half. Maybe I just didn't really actually need the whole thing. Like, how can you work through that? That's what, instead of being all grief stricken, and instead of being concentrating and focusing on what didn't go right, what I don't have, what um, what isn't working, what is working, what do I have, what can I use, how can I make this happen, how can I, you know, kind of make an omelet without eggs anyway, right? Well, they make pizza out of like cauliflower, so you know, it's like, well, maybe, you know, instead of the eggs, I'll use beans. Make believe I'm making an omelet anyway, and I have like the peppers and the onions and the cheese and maybe some bacon or something. And like, you know, I need protein, so like maybe I'll add chickpeas. You know, like that. I mean, that sounds like a pretty okay recipe. You know, it's not an omelet, but it's protein and it has all those vegetables and it's something to eat. Like there aren't any eggs now, so kind of like that. Kind of like that. So, what have you got that you can use? What are the tools? What are the assets? What are the feelings that you have that you can use that can help you move forward into being a magician? Like, he's a really interesting card because he's like a lightning bolt, right? It's like from heaven, he brings it down to earth. It's like this. I always feel like a lightning bolt with this one. It's a one. It's a one. It's leadership. It's unity, right? It's cohesiveness. You know, it's all those things, and he has all the tools. You know, I don't know if you know the cards, but he has, you know, all the elements. I don't think any other card has that. All the elements, and he's going to manifest it into a reality here. So yeah, maybe all your ducks weren't in a row, but you have enough ducks to make duck soup, or whatever else you do with ducks. Wasn't Daffy the best? Daffy was the best. So, Daffy was the best. I don't know if you grew up with Bugs Bunny, but man alive, they were all great. But Daffy, man, he was so wackadoo. Um, and he's really the only one who could really, really go head to head with Bugs. He was the only one who really could go head to head with Bugs. He beat him once. He died doing it, but he beat him. So much for duck soup. Now, I lost the other reading. The other reading was so profound. And even though I didn't press the right button, I don't know what happened. Um, it was similar in a way. It was similar in that I felt like this week, and so I'm going to tell you, I felt like this week there was some sort of memory. Um, there was something that kind of got messed up this week, or some sort of like something out of left field that brought back memories of something that happened, and it really kind of ignited like these ancient feelings of, you know, of negative feelings. And I feel like this is going on really for all the signs, for all of us. There's so much up, and so many people are. I think as a collective, we're kind of processing, and if you feel that something is in your way or moving forward now, some sort of feeling of, say, anger, grief, resentment, doubt, things, something that's in your way, and you're like completely aware of something. It's like, who's in my way? Just doesn't, it's almost like, you have some piece of clothing, right, from 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. And you go, oh, okay, I'm going to wear that. Like the weather changed, I put that jacket away, and now I'm going to wear it. And then you put it on, and you're like, well, this doesn't really fit me anymore. Or it, moths ate it. That's even better examples. Moths ate it in the closet. So it's like, I can't go out of the house with a shirt with a hole this big right here. Like, you know, yeah, the plan was to wear this thing because it's like the right color or whatever it is. And it's like, but there's no way, it's not like it's missing a button and I can just move fast, or I can sew on a new button. It's like, this is just not working. So sometimes, I don't, sometimes like I've done this so many times, like I don't even know what to do anymore. And kind of, it's almost like it doesn't matter what you do. Just like do something with it to turn it around. So sometimes it's as simple as, writing down a negative thought on a piece of paper and saying, like, this is a negative thought that I have. I no longer wish to have or feel this thing. And I need for God and the angels to take it, or my higher self to take it, or whatever, and set the thing on fire. Or, flush it down the toilet, or throw it in the river. Or if you know what it is, also, YouTube is like such an amazing place in so many ways. So I've been doing a lot of these self-hypnosis um, sort of energy work meditations, and they've really, 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 they have really, really, really helped. Because sometimes I think we need to, we're kind of like, it's almost like the whole world is in an altered state right now anyway. It's like, what's real, what's not, what's going to happen. Like, nothing will surprise me. Like, there's no news headline that could come up that would surprise me. There really isn't. There's not one. And this is, in every area, and it's worldwide. So it's almost like we're living in a sort of altered reality anyway. So you might as well just dive into your own altered reality and alter your reality. Like that. Dive into your own altered reality and alter reality. I feel like this is the time now to get rid of like the aspects of our personality or the habits that we have that are no longer serving us, or the anger that we're carrying towards someone or something that, just causes us to be angry for anger's sake, and nothing is actually being born of it except for more anger. If you're angry, right, and you take that anger and you put it into your exercise and like whoosh, let it through, that's one thing. But if you're just going to like keep on keeping on and tell the same story over and over and relive the same story and over, you're not getting anywhere. Then you can't become the magician, because you're still stuck in the fool. You're still stuck in, oh, everything's going to be fine. It's like, well, yeah, everything's going to be fine, but you need to participate in moving forward. And, it's like your shoelace is untied, you got to tie your shoe. Or, figure out another way to keep the shoe closed. Figure out another way to keep the shoe closed, or figure out something else to keep your feet warm. Or, and I feel like we're all coming up on that opportunity, and especially Leo, because I had the whole reading that was so like channeled, I can't even tell you. That is completely, it's in the something sphere, one of the spheres. So I really wanted you to get that, as well as the other one. You have the opportunity to become a magician. I was going to say musician. The magician, but it's really about turning around in that Five of Cups and not concentrating on what's not working or what was lost, but concentrating on what you do have, how it can work. And if you're still haunted by what happened, then you need, or I would suggest that you, look up like a minute, how to let go of negative blocks, something like that. Or if the one, it's like, well, I think this is the one. Well, that's the one. Okay. Well, I think this is one. I'm not really sure. That's the one. Okay. Um, Become the magician. We need magicians. We need people to manifest things, so that, because we're all one soul. So if you're manifesting, we're all manifesting. When I'm kind to you, I'm kind to me. When I'm kind to me, I'm kind to you. It's like, that's it. It's as simple as that. There's not really much more to say than this group and those kind of people and this age and this country and this religion. Oh my God. Where's the time? So much work. So many compartments. So many little Tupperwares to keep in the cabinet. You open the cabinet, they all fall on your head. So much better to just throw it all in one bowl. It's like, let's make this work. Let's make this into a soup. Anyway, that's my take for you for this week. I wish you blessings. And if you're interested in one-on-one, you can contact me below. And I would appreciate if you liked, subscribed, and commented, and shared, and press that bell, and la la la. Have a lovely week. I will try to do a full moon reading later in the week if I can get to it. I'm a busy boy this week.